Hi, I'm Sam with Bayshore Plumbers, and today we're going to find out how to locate and shut off your water in case of an emergency. So the first thing you've got to do in order to shut off your water is identify where it is. What I typically do when I go to a customer's house is I walk around the perimeter of the house, locating something that might look something like this. It's going to be a pipe. It could be galvanized. It could be plastic. Here we got both, and I'll explain that in a bit. But what we have here is 1-inch copper coming up out of the ground through a valve and into the house. It does have a split up here for the irrigation system, but what you want to identify is what water supply and what valve goes into the house. Now, this particular valve is a ball valve, so it's only a quarter turn valve. You might also find a gate valve, and we'll look at that here in a second. But in order for us to shut off the water here, and I'll demonstrate by running the spigot here. As soon as I shut that down, water starts winding down. Don't expect it to shut off right away because the water still continues to drain out of your house. Now, when you're ready to turn it back on, you open it up and you'll be letting the air out. It might have a little bit of a sputter, but that's it. Now, one important thing to note, in this situation here, it may be confusing because we have two pipes coming up. Which one is the main, right? Typically, at least a lot of homes here in the Bay Area, the pipe coming up out of the ground may be metallic. It's not often that you see it in plastic. Plastic is used for irrigation. Specifically this one here, it's a 1-inch PVC, is used for irrigation. You will find it here and there as a main water supply if the homeowner did it themselves or if they hired a landscaper to do the work that a plumber should have done. But most plumbers would be putting in some kind of form of metallic, either polyethylene or copper, for the main water supply. So the way to figure it out, if you're running your irrigation and you shut this one off, it only shuts off the irrigation, and you run your water, you'll notice that it won't stop the water, right? It's either going to work or it's not. If you're in a pinch, just shut them both off. Worry about the irrigation, the grass won't dry out. What's more important is shut that water off to avoid any water damage inside your house. Now in this application here, this is my neighbor's house, came over here, and we find something here that's a little bit different than my house. The pipe coming up out of the ground is polyethylene. It's more or less a hose. It's tightened down with hose clamps here. This is the way that the builders made it. And it went up into a gate valve. Now gate valves, it turns the same direction as a ball valve, except this one is a wheel. And what the difference is, it doesn't have a ball mechanism inside. It's actually kind of a more or less like a gate. It shuts down. Now, in order to turn it off, you just turn it clockwise. Righty-tighty, lefty-loosey, right? Turn it clockwise until it stops, and then just give it a little bit more of a nudge. And that should shut it down. The water would stop dripping. Let me just go ahead and demonstrate that. And just like the ball valve, it'll come to a close. To open it, just the same way. The same amount of turns that you did to close it should be the same amount of turns you're going to do to get it back open. Again, you try to get all the air out so that there's no hammering, and that's it. If you guys enjoyed the video, go ahead and give us a big thumbs up, subscribe to our channel, and comment down below on any topics you want us to cover. Thanks for tuning in.